Okay, so today's day 8. So we're going to simplify numerical radicals. This is something you were taught at the very least in Algebra 1, if not pre-algebra. This is a basic concept, but a lot of times students still have problems with it. That's why we're going through it, because it's going to get more difficult. So this is kind of like foundational stuff, not Algebra 2 stuff you should already know. We're going to go through it again to make sure you know. Okay? So today we're doing numerical ones where we're just dealing with numbers, and tomorrow we'll deal with like letters and stuff. Okay? So today, here's your objective. Let's all read this out loud. Ready and begin.
I will simplify numerical expressions.
Good. Okay. And the standard, you don't have to worry about it, but this is a prerequisite to what we're going to do next. Okay. Okay. These are the steps. If you're on the video, you should pause here. But as you write this down. Identify the radicand and the index, 2, factor the radicand, and identify any roots, and 3, simplify. So the radicand is what's inside the radical sign. Okay? Okay, so numbers 1 and 2. Again, you are watching up here. Pencils down, pencils down, pencils down. Super important that you have pencils down. Pens also. No writing devices. Okay, just want you to watch. I'll give you time to write, I promise. Okay, so number 1 and 2. These are very simple, but I still want you to understand how we do it. So pencils down. Okay, thank you. All right. So simplify. Square root of 36. Okay. So I want to take the square root of 36. The way you would do this is, I know you could do this in your head. I know it's already 6, right? But what's the big idea here? We want to do a factor tree. I want to think what two numbers, or what number times itself equals to 36, okay? So I'm going to do a factor tree. So it's 6 times 6. I know those are my factors. So I can rewrite 36 as 6 times 6. So one way that I teach this is I tell a story about a jail. Okay, and I'm going to teach you different ways to look at this. I'm going to teach you the jail way. I'm going to teach you the exponent way. Okay, so, but either way. So over here I'm looking for two numbers. This radical sign that has an index of 2. So I want to find two of the same number. So let's pretend that, here's the jail story. Let's pretend the radical sign is a jail for numbers. Numbers don't like being in the jail, so they want to break out of jail, right? So each jail is different. The more strict the jail, the bigger the index is. This jail requires two of the same numbers to try to escape. Okay? So we have two of the same numbers being multiplied together. They're like these two 6s one night. They're like, hey, what up, 6? What's up? Not much. Hey, I hate this place. Let's get out of here. Okay, let's do it. So these two 6s, they meet up together. They both try to break out, right? But the guards are good at every jail. They only let one person leave because they're like, well, at least they tried. So we won't kill everyone, but one of them doesn't make it. What? Okay. So the 6 makes it on the outside. Let the other guy go. So there's 1 6. So that's your answer. Okay? That's one way to do it. Okay? The next way to do it, or another way to look at it is, let's say we had square root of 36. Just go with like, oh, it's just 6. That's your answer. Okay? Okay? You don't have to like do the jail method. Is that it? Oh, I keep writing 8 over there. Okay? So that's number 1. Any questions on number 1? No. Let me show you one more way to do it on number 1. A third way you could do it is you could say, instead of rad 36, you could say this is 6 squared, right? If I know my index is 2, right? When there isn't a number there, I assume it's 2. Okay? We're trying to find two of the same number that's being multiplied, so we know that there's two 6s being multiplied here. So since this 2 matches this 2 here, 6 squared, we could cancel the 6 squared out. There's nothing else left in the radicand, so then we'd say the answer is 6 because it goes on the outside. Okay, so those are the different ways to do that. Okay, number 2 is a little bit more difficult. Number 2, we have square root of 80. Is 80 a perfect square? No. I know 81 is, but 80 is not. So I'm going to have to figure out, I know that the index is 2 here also, so because there's nothing there. So I'm going to have to figure out what numbers add up to 80. So I'm going to do a factor tree. I know it's 4 times 20, and then I know it's like 20 is like 4 times 5. So I have two 4s here, right? 4 times 4 is 16. So anyways, I could rewrite this as 4 times 4 times 5, right? I know that the index is 2, so same thing. These two 4s are together. What up, 4? Nothing much. What's up with you, 4? I'm all bougie today. Yeah, okay. It's my story. Boshi, whatever. Okay, so 4 times 4. These two 4s try to break out. The guards are good. How many always make it out? Only one. So the other one of them doesn't make it. So, but the first one does, or the second one does. So the 4 makes it out. This 5's left on the other side. Does the 5 have a friend to escape? No. So this 5 is like stuck. He's a loner. Well, only one survives. There could be more than one. We'll talk about that in the future. Okay. Here's another way to look at this problem. Square root of 80. Okay. Couldn't I write the square root of 80 as like 16 times 5? Right? Don't we know that 16 is a perfect square? What's the square root of 16? 4. So just write 4, write 5. Okay. You don't have to do the prison story. Okay. Kind of a sad, intense story. So I don't want anyone to die. Okay? Yes. Oh, that's the index of the square root. 2. Yeah. Because we need 2 of the same number. Sometimes the index could be 3, 4, 5, 6. It could be 1,000,000 if we wanted it. Okay? Okay, questions on numbers 1 or 2? Everything okay over here? Alright. Let's have 3s talk today first. 3s, raise your hand. 3s. 3s are talking about number 1 first, and then let's have 2s. 2s. 2s are talking about number 2. Okay, explain the different ways to do it. Ready, set, go. Okay, we're writing these down in our notes. Okay, number 3. Okay, simplify. Rad 32. Let's do this one together. Well, at least start you off. So square root of 32. Is 32 a perfect square? No, so we have to think about what numbers can be perfect squares. Okay, so we could do this as, I heard someone say 16 times 2. Yeah, that works. Okay, finish up my problem for me, and then box your answer. Okay, and that's the answer to the last 2. That concludes the lesson.